Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter, very censored. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out the website as well. That is xtra.vdgsports.com. The website again is xtra.vdgsports.com. YouTube as well. Do what you do on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, or comment, or whatever it is you do there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is the way you can keep up with me, yes, my whereabouts, my well-being, everything in between, pics, audio, and whatever else is on or not on my mind. It's there, VinceDouglasGregory.com. The socials, too. I should throw that in there. Socials, too. Noobs, new listeners, new peeps, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. If you're still here now, I'm just saying thank you. If you're here to the end, thank you. If you eject somewhere in between, thank you. That's all I can ask is for an opportunity. And from what happens from there, it is what it is. Regs, we are back at it again. Regs, this is like almost, or it feels like it's every day, but it's not. And this is a special, unique bond that we have, that we're still trying to figure out a name or what to call it. But for now, we're just going to say it is very, very special and is unique. It's almost the end of the year or somewhere like that. A lot of months has passed by and there's not that many months remaining in the year. And I was reflecting, I was thinking about what was my actual New Year's resolution for this year. And it wasn't something that readily came to mind. It wasn't something that just immediately came to my mind. It was like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Or, oh yeah, that is an accomplishment or a goal that I set out to conquer, or I set out to at least strive to complete or strive to improve on. But as I started thinking more and more, it did come to mind what I actually set out to accomplish, what I actually set out to do. And whether or not am I successful, whether or not am I successful, I really can't say. I can say that it's definitely improvement, and there's definitely a more comfort factor where the ability to just let it go or to just understand what's going on or understanding the deeper meaning and just being able to look at it from multiple sides, while at the same time still being able to advance and still being able to partake in what's going on around me, what's going on in the near future, if not the present moment, instead of just solely focus on the future. And I kind of said what it is in those statements alone. But don't worry. Don't worry. I will attempt to break it down. I will attempt to make it make sense. Even though my nonverbal communicating peeps, They know what it is. They know it makes sense, and they know where I'm coming from with this. I will share and I will continue. I will for the remainder, for everyone else, especially noobs that are still here. And that New Year's resolution, it was definitely different from some of the ones in the past. Some of the ones in the past, I was able to, I guess, declare victory halfway through the year, or I was almost at victory halfway through the year. There was a couple where it was 2 months in, mission accomplished. 3 months in, yay! It's been done. Granted, that was just like one or two, but still the overall trajectory or the overall what I actually wanted to do, there was still more to it than that. It was just that certain parts were just done, completed, over with. And it wasn't like this year I was deciding on to have something more challenging, to say the least. It was just this year I was looking more inward and on a mental level, or mentality, I should say. And it wasn't necessarily physical, or wasn't necessarily something that just dealt with being able to just see, or being able to just work hard and have it accomplished, or just put in a little extra work and be able to do it quicker. This was something that I decided to do, and this was something that would just take time being over the year, time being that just different situations, because you can't recreate or can't manipulate, or manipulate's the wrong word to use, can't fabricate certain situations. And what I mean by fabricate, I mean make up, and not necessarily tell a story, but to create. Create would have been a better word to use, but I just wanted to say fabricate because I haven't used that word in a long time, and it's definitely an extremely important word of mine. And I wanted to make sure that the word knew that I still know it, and I'm still going to keep it involved in my lexicon. I'm gonna still keep it involved in my day-to-day life, even though I don't use it as often as I should, because there are multiple words that I could use, but I just try to keep it within a certain range depending on the situation, because I just don't want to just go and just start spouting off all kinds of words, and that's not the point of communication in my book. That is not the point of communication, and that is not the reason why I use words or no words. Everything has a meaning, and everything is for a reason, and I like to be creative. So there you have it. That answers that. This New Year's resolution, I wanted to be more comfortable with the unknown. I wanted to be more comfortable with the unknown. In the past, or in certain situations, I am preparing for pretty much everything on paper, everything that can be thought of, everything that can take place. And it's almost like over preparing. But to over prepare, you have to constantly be in that mode. But if you're constantly preparing, if you're constantly in that mode, you aren't really taking advantage of your surroundings. You really aren't taking advantage of what's in front of you or what's going on. It's almost like an always in the future thought process, always thinking about the next, and not necessarily taking time to appreciate what's going on now, taking time to appreciate what's right in front of you. And I know this is a lot of information, but sharing is caring. And I feel that we have, I feel we have, as I mentioned previous, and as I mentioned before, and as I mentioned right here, not right now, but right here, that we have this special bond and I can share, and sharing is caring. And this is just some knowledge, or not even free advice, but just an experience that I had that I would like to just share. And that's why. That is why. And we are multi-dimensional here. The jokey jokes are fun. The jokey jokes are great. But it's more to things than that. And I'm a three-dimensional human being, even though sometimes I am a robot. But hey, don't tell anybody that. That still should be our secret. And if you say I am, I will deny. Unless, if you know, you know. So, being able to appreciate what's in front of you and in the present, being comfortable with the unknown. And I'm not saying that I just stop preparing. I stop preparing and just going into any situation or just going into anything and just letting the chips fall where they may, or basically just hoping and wishing and just going off of hoping that things just happen the way they happen, or happen the way I want them to happen, even though I'm not prepared or even though I'm not ready. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is I prepare the same way. I'm prepared. This preparation is still intact, but to just keep doing it and not having an end game or not having a point to stop, that's where I had to get more comfortable with the unknown. And as many of you know, and as many of you regs know, that one of my New Year's resolution in the past was being comfortable with not being able to control what I can't control. And it's kind of like an advanced level of that, but this is more of the unknown. I'm okay with knowing things or knowing what I can't control and just be like, all right, I can only do so much, but from here, the rest is what it is. I can only be prepared. I can only do this. And when that situation arises, so be it. And I'll go from there. Well, this is almost like an advanced level of that, with being that there might be some things that come about that I don't know. There might be some things that come about that preparation or preparing for, it just not going to matter because it's completely different. Or maybe it does matter regardless of the situation, or regardless of it mattering and not mattering. I'm comfortable with only doing so much and knowing that there's going to be a point where it's going to be unknown. It's going to happen or not happen, or be prepared or I'm not going to be prepared. And it's not going to necessarily fall on me not actually preparing for that situation. I know. It shouldn't be that way, but it's okay. I'm only human. I am only human. And I can say that I have gotten better. I'm still not where I want to be. And as the years go by and as time goes by, and as I'm continuously working on and reminding myself the end game, or there should be a stopping point, that it shouldn't just be continuously all the time, because it just is. It's not for me anymore. And I've recognized that it's not for me anymore. And that in itself is a plus. That in itself is something that I can sing to, something that I can dance to, something that I can just sing, dance, and make my chest pop, because I have that understanding. And I feel everything else will fall in place. Everything else is falling in place. Now that I have that understanding that an end game, the end game is necessary, and just being in a perpetual preparing mode isn't necessarily something that I want to do anymore. It was fun while it lasted. It was amazing while it lasted. And amazing is my favorite word. But I think I can utilize that time, and I can utilize my time more efficiently doing something else. I can utilize that time more efficiently doing something else, building something else, creating something else, just, I don't know, relaxing, even though I'm still trying to figure that one out. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Maybe next year, maybe next decade, maybe next century, maybe next millennia. I'll get there. But right now, who got time for that? Who got time for that?